رسائل واضحة ومحددة قدمتها بعثة دولة الإمارات لدى الأمم المتحدة في جلسة لمجلس الأمن الدولي الذي وافق على مشروع قرار قدمته مالطا يدعو إلى هدنة عاجلة وممتدة للقتال في أنحاء قطاع غزة لعدد من الأيام بهدف السماح بوصول المساعدات. وركزت السفيرة لانا زكي نسيبة المندوبة الدائمة لدولة الإمارات لدى الأمم المتحدة في كلمتها على 6 نقاط رئيسية، حيث أشارت في البداية إلى عجز مجلس الأمن عن اتخاذ تدابير سريعة تخفف المعاناة على المدنيين رغم عقد العديد من الاجتماعات.
The war on Gaza has raged for 40 days. While we have held several meetings, heard devastating briefings, and seen heart-wrenching reporting, this Council has been unable to produce anything that would alleviate the suffering of the civilians in Gaza. Outside this building, and in our region in particular, the Council appears indifferent to the carnage and dismissive of the suffering. Due to Malta's extraordinary efforts and to that of their team, which we thank them for, and with our full support as the Arab member on the Council, today we have an opportunity to begin changing that perception.
وفي رسالتها الثانية لمجلس الأمن شددت نسيبة على أولوية حماية المدنيين، معتبرة إياها النجم الذي تم الاسترشاد به للوصول إلى قرار الهدنة.
The draft resolution is born from the idea that we must come together now to act under one fundamental common aim. The protection of children has been the North Star that has guided this Council's approach on this draft and brings us together today to vote on the text before us. And as Ambassador Vanessa Fraser has just said, the key elements of this resolution and what they mean in practice for the people of Gaza must not be underestimated. For the children and other Palestinians sheltering from the hostilities, for the Israeli children and others still held hostage, and for UN humanitarian and medical workers who are risking their lives to help alleviate the enormous humanitarian suffering on the ground.
وأكدت المندوبة الدائمة لدولة الإمارات لدى الأمم المتحدة في كلمتها إيجاد الظروف المناسبة لاستمرار عمليات الإنقاذ، وهو ما يدعو إليه العاملون الإنسانيون باستمرار ليستطيعوا الاستمرار بأعمالهم.
This text is also what humanitarian actors have consistently called for as the bare minimum for them to be able to do their life-saving work. The resolution means in real time enough time and space for search and rescue operations to save those children who are buried under the rubble, including the 1,500 who have been reported missing there.
وفي رسالة واضحة أيضا من الإمارات لفتت نسيبة إلى رفض التهجير القسري.
Through this text, the Council also rejects the forced displacement of Palestinians. This is essential. 2/3 of the population in Gaza are Palestinian refugees who have already suffered from the consequences of forced displacement in their past. And once again, in the last 40 days, nearly 80% of those living in Gaza have been uprooted again.
وتطرقت المندوبة الدائمة لدولة الإمارات لدى الأمم المتحدة إلى أن الأماكن التي لا توجد فيها حماس يخسر الفلسطينيون فيها أيضا حياتهم بسبب عنف المستوطنين، وضرورة أن تضع إسرائيل حداً لهذا ومحاسبة المسؤولين.
During this period, this last 40 days, and largely underreported, almost 200 Palestinians have been killed in the West Bank as a result of settler violence and raids. This must stop, and Israel must hold those committing these attacks fully accountable.
وذكرت السفيرة لانا زكي نسيبة أن قرار الهدنة سيمكن دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة من استمرار الجهود الميدانية في دعم الفلسطينيين ورعايتهم.
For the UAE, this resolution will enable our efforts, our humanitarian efforts on the ground. For example, to receive 1,000 Palestinian children and their families for medical treatment in the UAE. And that work has already begun, and we hope to receive the first group within the coming week. It will also be vital for our establishment of an emergency field hospital in the Gaza Strip. We urge all member states, as well as UN and humanitarian organizations, to utilize this resolution in their efforts to scale up assistance and to come back to the Council if they need additional support.